Good evening. My name is Aroni Nojosa,
And my name is Enrique Gloria.
and we're going to be talking about W. E. B. Du Bois. William Edward Burghardt, commonly abbreviated to W. E. B. Du Bois, was born on February 23, 1868, and died on August 27, 1963. Du Bois was born into a European community in Massachusetts named Great Barrington. His great-great-grandfather, Tom Burghardt, was a slave who went on to serve in the Continental Army during the American Revolution, which is how it is believed he earned his freedom. Du Bois was born as a free black, meaning he never served as a slave and was usually treated well, despite being a minority in his town of Great Barrington.
W. E. B. Du Bois attended an integrated public school where he would write about being the minority in his hometown. His teachers often encouraged him to continue being interested in education, which would play a huge factor in his life. When the time came for him to attend college, his church donated money for him to be able to afford to go. In 1855, Du Bois first went to study at Fisk University, a historically black college in Nashville, Tennessee. It was here when Du Bois first experienced Southern racism, including the effects of Jim Crow laws, denial of voting, and lynching.
Despite this, he still managed to get his bachelor's degree in 1888. Du Bois continued his studies that same year at Harvard College, where he paid his way by working summer jobs. Du Bois still experienced racism, however, as he was not allowed on campus after 6 o'clock. The school also did not accept his degree from Fisk, so Du Bois ended up having to earn his bachelor's degree again. In 1895, even after dealing with racism, W. E. B. Du Bois managed to earn a Ph.D. from Harvard, which made him the first African American to earn a Ph.D. from Harvard. In 1898 through 1910, Du Bois taught at Atlanta University.
In the first decade of the 20th century, W. E. B. Du Bois was known for openly defying Booker T. Washington, a spokesperson for the African American race, and his Atlanta Compromise, which submitted to segregation and discrimination, while allowing for basic education for African Americans, a few economic opportunities.
W. E. B. Du Bois believed that everyone had a right to education. He did not see it fair that African Americans had to settle for a mediocre education simply because that is what the whites allowed them to have. Du Bois also was not happy with letting the white race remain superior to African Americans rather than being equal to them, which was ultimately what Booker T. Washington was suggesting.
Du Bois was against this, and he believed that the only way African Americans would ever prosper is if they fight for equality and their basic rights. To oppose the Atlanta Compromise, Du Bois and a few other civil rights activists formed the Niagara Movement in 1905, which called for an end to discrimination in courts, unions, and other public facilities, as well as equal opportunities in education. The This would later inspire the creation of the National Association for the Advancement of Colored People, or the NAACP, in 1909, which sought to provide equal opportunities in education, politics, society, and the economy.
E B Du Bois went on to become the editor of its magazine, The Crisis. Du Bois also wrote many other works relating African Americans and equal opportunities in education and other civil rights.
Some of his works include The Philadelphia Negro, which is a sociological study of the African American from Philadelphia.
The Souls of Black Folk, a book that talks about the price of anger and being able to resist it. This became a vital role for the 1960s civil rights movement.
The Quest of the Silver Fleece, a romantic novel touching the basis of race, class, and gender in the early American 20th century.
The Negro, a book set in a post-Civil War era where African Americans had no civilization, but only because that is what their white counterparts labeled them as.
Darkwater, Voices Within the Veil, is a series of sketches, poems, journals, and other works reflecting what people thought of their place in society, seeking educational, economic, and social equality.
And finally, Black Reconstruction in America, a book in which Du Bois argued with many of the views of what white leaders set as standards during the Reconstruction era.
It was Du Bois's ambition in education that would lead to success for his race. His thirst for knowledge and his desire for equal educational opportunities for everyone in his race, and any race for that matter, that would become a reality for the near future. Schools are no longer segregated, and everyone has equal opportunity in their civil rights. Du Bois's strive for the academic excellence paved the way to success for many future generations, and has proven that everyone can be successful, no matter what one's ethnic origins may be.
Today, segregation in schools is no longer a problem, as it is non-existent. There are many laws enforced to ensure everyone gets an equal chance to receive an education, amongst other basic rights. No matter what one's race is, everyone may go to a school in which it is shared with other ethnicities. Also, E B Du Bois showed us an important message. With knowledge comes power. Although he may have seemed as hot-headed or persistent through some people's eyes, his own intellect kept him striving for better, not only for himself, but for his people. Du Bois's attitude is what we want students to share with him, so they too can make a difference in our future generations.